Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Poetry in the PM. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're staying safe out there, finding ways to stay sane, stay healthy, stay fit, active, all that kind of stuff. I hope you're catching up on things you were neglecting before. I want to thank all of our healthcare workers working tirelessly every day to keep us safe. We love you guys. If you know someone who's in the healthcare worker industry, please send them love. From me, from you. If there's anything you can do to make their day a little brighter, please do so, whether that's a kind message or leaving some groceries on their doorstep. That would be very nice. How are you guys doing? Let me see if I can see some of your comments right away. How do you pronounce your name? Giacomo Gianniotti. I realize that I always kind of get to your comments at the end, but you guys are commenting the whole time, and so I lose or miss a lot of the things. So I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of what you guys are writing in the beginning. Hello from Chile. Hi, it's Heather. Hi, it's Giacomo. My mom says we have snow here. She's in Ontario in Canada. Sorry you guys still got snow. I can't believe it though. Got May and you're getting snow. Jeez. Are you actually Italian? I am actually Italian, yes. I was born there. I speak the language. JC, looking tan, dude. I can't see what you look like, but I imagine you as tanned as well. Hope you're doing well, JC. I want some snow. Hello from Florida. Yes, I've been trying to, in this quarantine, to kind of get outside as much as I can, in my own property, of course, and to get sun, because that vitamin D is very, very good for you. And when we're spending a lot of time inside, we're depriving ourselves from that, which is depleting our immune system and not making us too healthy. So, yes, I'm trying to get some sun when I can, for sure. Hi from Toronto. It's snowing. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure you guys are going to get some warm weather soon. Brazil, so much Brazil. Ciao a tutti in Italia, spero che state bene. Ho sentito dalla mia famiglia che state iniziando a aprire un po' di negozi e cose. Allora spero che insomma stiamo ritornando piano piano a un nuovo normale. Spero tutto bene con voi. Fatemelo sapere nei commenti se hai qualche aggiornamento sulla situazione in Italia, se si è aperta l'economia ancora o no. Fammi sapere. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. I was just speaking Italian and I was just asking people in Italy what the situation is going on there, how it's going, if there have been any restrictions lifted, if people are able to go out, if they're sort of slowly starting to open the economy. That's what I hear, and that's what I'm reading, certainly online, that people are slowly starting to open some industries in Italy. You can go back to bars now, but you can only sort of take something that is recyclable, and then to go outside, you can't actually go inside. And the bar, if you don't know, in Italian culture is huge. It's one of the biggest sort of pillars of our culture. Almost no one really makes breakfast or has their breakfast at home. You go to the bar, and it's sort of, I guess, what would be called like a bakery or a patisserie. But in Italy we call it il bar, and it's a place where you can go and get your cappuccino, your coffee, any kind of pastries you'd want. And in Italy we always usually have a cappuccino for breakfast. You can't have a cappuccino past noon or you're looked at horribly. It's blasphemous. And then you have a cornetto, which is a croissant. So I definitely miss having a cappuccino cornetto from my favorite place in all of Rome to get coffee, which is Sant'Eustachio by the Pantheon. If you ever get to visit Rome, and I hope you all do after this is all over, to support our economy, I hope you visit Sant'Eustachio in the Pantheon and have the best coffee cappuccino you've ever had in your life. Today I'm going to read two poems that I've found in my Norton's anthology book of poetry, which I love diving into. It's so rich. It's got so many good poems. Sometimes it's fun to just kind of flick through the pages with my eyes closed and just kind of point to one and but that's not what I did today. I definitely picked these ones. I'm going to dive right in and read these poems. Today's Friday, so it's going to be my last day of the week, so I'll see you guys back again on Monday when this is over. Have the weekend off. And this poem is by John Hollander from 1929. And it's called An Old-Fashioned Song. No more walks in the wood. The trees have all been cut down. And where once they stood, not even a wagon nut appears along the path. Low brush is taking over. No more walks in the wood. This is the aftermath of afternoons in the clover fields where we once made love and then wandered home together. Where the trees arched above, where we made our own weather, when branches were the sky. Now they are gone for good, and you for ill, and I am only a passerby. We and the trees and the way back from the fields of play lasted as long as we could. No more walks in the wood. This poem kind of struck me because I'm only 30 years old, obviously, so I can only imagine someone who's lived to be 100. And I met a woman once who was 112, which is remarkable, in Toronto. I was invited to see a very dear friend of mine play his album, and that night in his home, a family friend had come, and she was 112 years old. And physically, she was definitely compromised. Although she could walk pretty well, it was slow, and she was definitely very fragile. But her mind was razor sharp. And I couldn't help but think after meeting her, which was just such a great honor, because, I mean, how many times in your life do you get to meet someone who is 112 years old? But I couldn't help but think what she's seen in her life. I couldn't help but think not only what she's seen, but what she's seen change, the change she has seen in her life. And not just, laws and culture and film and all that kind of stuff, technology, but just physical change. I mean, where she played as a kid could have been an open field that is now, square miles of skyscrapers. And to even imagine herself at that age playing with a ball with her dad or her mom or friends amidst, when there was nothing is remarkable. I can only imagine the amount of change that she has seen. And me only being, 30 years old, I've seen a lot of change in my life, and certainly in a lot of places where I grew up in Rome, certainly in my childhood, which is very fond to me, has changed. And every time I go back, certainly I'm reminded of what has changed. I know where I grew up, this neighborhood called the Garbatella. It's actually a metro stop. And right at my apartment building where I was born, which I usually visit when I go back to Rome, because out of nostalgia, I'm a nostalgic person. There's this massive bridge that was built that was white and horrible. It's ugly. It's disgusting. I think it's a stain on Rome. But just because it's new and white and modern, and I couldn't understand why someone would build a bridge like that in Rome that is all old and marble and stone and granite but anyway. And so it's just crazy to think of the places that we used to play as kids, or buildings that used to be something and now they're not. And God, Honest Ed's in Toronto, if you're from Toronto, so many things that when we were kids, the city looked a different way, and it used to be a space where you might play or you might go to a bookstore, and now that bookstore is a Starbucks or whatever. It's just a whole other separate conversation of capitalism. But so I love this poem because it was it was kind of a beautiful love letter to a space that for this person at one time was this beautiful place that held memories. And I think places, like literally coordinates on the map, hold memories, hold space for memories, which can then turn into dreams and beautiful, beautiful thoughts. And even though those places change, it almost makes us appreciate those places more because they are no longer that place. They no longer look like that. So from the perspective of nostalgia, and I think that nostalgia is kind of a interesting theme that's really come up a lot on the show, and certainly with other guests, because we're inside and we're thinking about all the things that we used to love doing, places we used to love going. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that poem. And again, it was called An Old-Fashioned Song by John Hollander from 1929. And then the next poem I'm going to read for you guys. Let me see here. I did dog ear it. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's kind of a funny poem. Made me laugh. Okay. So this one is by Frank O'Hara. I think this says it's 1964. And this poem is called Why I Am Not a Painter. Giacomo, un bacio da Firenze. Ciao, un bacio. Ciao, Firenze. Where is the bridge in Rome? It's in the Garbatella neighborhood, just outside of Rome, in Circovalazione Ostiense. Bella maglietta. Someone says, nice shirt. This is actually a Sagra di Toronto shirt. It's like a food event in Toronto from some great guys, Famiglia Baldassare on Geary Street in Toronto. They're amazing. They make amazing Italian food, fresh pasta, and they're giving a lot of meals to healthcare workers. So if you're in Toronto, go check out Famiglia Baldassare. Amazing, amazing guys doing amazing stuff, keeping the culture strong. I'm going to read this next poem. It's called Why I Am Not a Painter. I am not a painter. I am a poet. Why? I think I would rather be a painter, but I am not. Well, for instance, Mike Goldberg is starting a painting. I drop in, sit down, have a drink. He says, I drink, we drink. I look up. You have sardines in it. Yes, it needed something there. Oh, I go, and the days go by, and I drop in again. The painting is going on, and I go, and the days go by. I drop in. The painting is finished. Where's the sardines? Oh, all that's left is just letters. It was too much, Mike says. But me, one day I'm thinking of a color, orange. I write a line about orange. Pretty soon, it is a whole page of words, not lines. Then another page. There should be so much more. Not of orange, of words, of how terrible orange is and life. Days go by, it is even in prose. I am a real poet. My poem is finished, and I haven't mentioned orange yet. It's 12 poems. I call it Oranges. And one day, in a gallery, I see Mike's painting called Sardines. I hope you were able to follow it along. I don't know if I did the best job of reading it, but I thought it was very funny that this sort of poet has a friend, and he is a painter, and he goes to visit his painting studio, and he's painting this thing, and there's sardines in it, and he leaves, and he comes back, and now it's just letters, and there's no sardines. The sardines are gone, and the painter says, or he says to the painter, oh, what happened to all the sardines you were painting? He says, oh, God, it's too much, so I got rid of them, and now it's just letters, my painting. and then he goes to see the painting in an exhibit, and it's of course still letters, but he's called it Sardines, which is really funny, which obviously nobody would know unless you were him. So it's funny, I think, as an artist myself, speaking with other artists, how we interact with our art, how we write, how we create, how we all have different processes, and there's no right or wrong, and I think it's the beauty of it. And one of the most beautiful things about being an artist is that nobody can tell you how to do it. They can give you hints, but you have to figure it out for yourself, and you are your own individual, you're your own style, and it's what's so beautiful about creating. There's no limits, and nobody has to tell you how to do it, and I think that's why so many people are drawn to painting and creating music and writing poetry and books, because there's no one monitoring them or telling them what to do. It's a form of expression, and it's pure. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna go to the comments and read a couple more of comments from you guys, and then I'm gonna head out and let you guys enjoy your weekend. I love you. I love you too. Buonanotte, qui è tardi, la voce mi rilassa. Oh, what's going on here? Hi from Peru. Netflix recommendations. I liked Ozark. That was good. I really liked that. The girl who plays Ruth on that is a terrific actress. What else we got here? I'm watching Grey's now. Compliments to your mother for raising such a fine young man. You hear that? Hi from Indonesia. Hello, Indonesia. I was there for my honeymoon. My God, miss Indonesia. Bali, wow. What a special place. Love from Austria. Hello, Austria. Hi, Haley. Hi from India. Still trying to get a poem from India. I'm learning Italian because I love your accent, okay? Thank you so much, Sophia. Or Sophie. Hi, Gracie. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, what day is it today? Friday. Is Mother's Day the 10th or the 11th? Is it Saturday or Sunday? No, I mean Sunday or Monday. Which day is Mother's Day? Is it the 10th or the 11th? Can somebody write? Can somebody answer my question? Sunday. Somebody says Sunday the 10th. Okay. Which means that my mom said the 10th. Great. Yeah, thanks, Mom. That means that I won't see you for Mother's Day. So if you are a mother out there, I'd love to wish you a happy Mother's Day. I'm sure if you're with your kids and you're going to spend this kind of weekend together celebrating you. So to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. This Sunday, I hope you're surrounded with as many of your children as you can possibly wrap your arms around in. And love you guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday for another episode of Poetry in the PM. Love you guys. Oh, hold on. One more comment. Hold on. Please give me a shout out. It would make my night. Working tomorrow as a radiographer in Scotland. Hello, Calder Amy. All right, bye, guys. Love you. See you on Monday.